We are pleased to welcome you to the second day of the most important and awaited
We present to you
InSkills
InSkills First Impressions. On the summit of half an year's worth of effort that we have put into this program, I am Rudraksh Pradhan from Bachelors of Computer Applications, shortly abbreviated as BCA, and I'm on the mic with my friends and my team of co-hosts, without whom this event would not have been possible. Let me introduce you to the ever-persistent and pleasant
Remu Tamang from Bachelors in Computer Application.
And I'm Kaushik Subba from Bachelors in Computer Application, and with me is the super
Sangil Paldosherba from BBATA, Accountancy, Taxation and Auditing.
We are pleased to welcome you to the second day of the most important and awaited day for InSkills Inspiria.
If I could please ask, as stern as lovely she is, Miss Gitanjali Rathore to come onto stage to address the audience as one of the InSkills founders. A round of applause for Miss Gitanjali Rathore, everybody.
Rudraksha, thank you. Good morning, dear parents and our guests. I would like to extend our thanks to our parents who have taken out time to come amidst their busy schedule. My heartfelt gratitude to our principal sir, Dr. Indrajit Chatterjee. We also have among us our Dean of Media Science, Dr. Feroz. My partner, Major Dinesh Tiwari. One of the strongest pillars of InSkills, Mr. Shivam Thapa, and the entire student coordinators who are behind this event. InSkills is a student-led platform, and when we say that, it means that we learn through peer learning and observation. When we talk about soft skills, we understand that it is communication skills, but InSkillers now know that soft skills is not alone communication skills, but it is one of the tiniest elements that is required and is a part of a soft skills. But in InSkills, what is soft skills? For us, these are the skills, the softer ones and the subtle ones required to navigate the world. I would like to inform you, dear parents, that the students who would be presenting today have come to college just 6 months back. These are the students who have told us, majority of them in fact, they have told us that they have never held the mic before, that they have not come on the stage before, and I mean the majority of them, which means these are students who have not heard their voice in the mic before. When we started with InSkills 4.5 months back, we knew that the students only need a platform and more so a playground to nurture what they have. And so, it is not about the potential that we believe in, but InSkills believe in opening the possibilities to our students. So today is the culmination day of our 4.5 months of journey where they have come onto the stage again and again and again, not to showcase what they will be showcasing today, but to hone the skills that is required to navigate in these uncertainties which are presented every day. And as an adult, we all know there is no one definition to success. We have defined our own successes and failures, and so the InSkills will leave the students to define their own successes. And today, they will be presenting to us the first impression. So let me humbly remind to all our parents and guests once again that today's show and presentation is not about perfection. It's about team coordination. It's about managing and handling those nuances which we on a daily basis face. With this note, I would welcome once again to each and every one of you and hand over the platform back to Rudraksh and Kashyap. The stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you for such a wonderful address, ma'am. I'd like to say that we could not have been this successful without the effort that you have put in. Now, if I could please call our humble principal, Dr. Chatterjee.
This is the first time we started this InSkill program. So from 2015 we started a batch. It was 94 students, first batch. And 2023, 9 batch, 570 students. This is the strength now happening. Day 1, if you look on our basic thought, which is more into employability, until we work on employability. And we talk about make changes. After 3 years, how far you change, how much you change when you join, when you end. This is one of the objective. Based on an objective, we started this program, InSkill program. This is the first batch. First we started and we learned many things also in these last 6 months. Few joined, few jumped, few bunked, few didn't come, few moving around. Many things happened in between together. But at the day, after 3 years, you complete the college, probably you are either you go look for a job or you are planning to join somewhere as a postgraduate program. In another 2.5 years time, we have till, we try to add more values in terms of any program in, it is maybe your competitive exam preparation for maybe MCA program, MBA program or else. But at the end, again, you will find out today, after chat GPT, different technology, lots of information overflow there, it is very difficult only to survive. One part is knowledge, what we are trying to impart in the help of the hard skill. And second part is how can you deliver your knowledge, which is part of the soft skill, which you are trying also. So after 6 months, we decided to see how you are going to present yourself. The name it is past impression. So there may be second impression, third impression, maybe sixth impression after 6th semester, and the 8th semester maybe another impression. But how far you understand your value for money only you know. Your further money you are enjoying. Every time I say in the class also, your further money you enjoy, have no problem. You come, don't come, you are again your business. But at the end, don't come for exam here. We do not run a college exam college. Today failing is very difficult. If you fail, then very difficult. You should get a Nobel Prize. So we are not here at all to run the college till date. I started from 2014 here. Nobody come here for passing. Passing is very easy nowadays. So we are trying to make changes where at least people say, the student from Inspiria, you can identify in the road also, you are our student. So that we have established our brand, the word as an institution. Many people say Inspiria is an event college. Some people say dancing college. Many things happens in the market. So they are only focused on Facebook, they are only Instagram, they only do the dancing program, event program. But at the end I can tell you, if you look on the all alumni, most of them are well established and doing very well by the way, compared to the other college in this North Bengal, around 250 kilometers. So our objective is to make ourselves, one of the objectives we have decided, by 2026 to become 2,600 students at the college. At that moment it is 1,600. And second objective to become number one in 500 kilometers zone. And probably will reach it. And this is one of the kind of initiative is the InSkill, where Gitanjali and team is working into it with support of the whole faculty members also. It is not that what you are doing inside today, at the end, if you are placed properly and you are also doing joining a good institution after your postgraduate program, there the job ends. It is just the starting point. I wish you all the best for all the batches. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Sir, for your wise words. Now I pass the mic back to Rudraksh.
A wonderful address, Kashyap, and thank you, Principal Sir, for your words of motivation. I'd like to direct the spotlight onto a very special person and a distinguished guest that is sitting amongst us this morning, Miss Priyanki Gupta Agarwal. If I could have a huge round of applause for her. An advocate turned educator, she is the founder chairperson of the Sacred Arts School. Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Right.
All right then, I hope everybody is excited as much as I am. We are now beginning with the presentations. Firstly, I'd like to address all the departments that are going to be performing today. We have BMS, BSM, BMACD, BID, and BFDM. I'd also like to mention that all of these are part of the design school, so the audience can expect some exquisite presentations. Now, if I could please have onto stage Team 1 from BMS, or Bachelors of Science in Media. A huge round of applause, please. Their team are offering a perspective that really needs to be mentioned during this day and age of women empowerment and gender equality. I pass the stage on to you, Team 1. Good luck and great work out there.
A very good morning to one and all present here. We are Team 1 from BMS department and I am Anubhuti Bhomik. Let me introduce you to my fellow team members, Akriti Gupta, Olivia Sarkar, Shreya Roy and Triparna Sarkar. The topic that we have chosen for our presentation is representation of women in media, and we will talk about how media represents women and portrays them and how it affects our minds. Thank you.
If you can't touch or slap your female partner however you want to, then I do not think there is any emotions involved in that relationship. Said by Sandeep Reddy Wanga, a film director who directed the movie Animal and also Kabir Singh in 2019. We all know how the female lead Preeti was shown in the movie like a walking talking doll whose opinions did not matter and was being controlled by Kabir, the male lead. Now, movies like Kabir Singh and Cocktail, we all know in Cocktail it was shown that the female who are loud and extrovert, they will be good as girlfriends, but while settling down, men prefer the sweet and sanskari girls.
According to a study done by the Gina Davis Institute in 2017, it is found that only 1 in 10 Bollywood directors are female. Also, the on-screen time shared by the actors differ gender-wise, where male actors get 68.5% of screen time, their female counterparts get only 31.5% of it. Again, when the on-screen representation of women is so frivolous because the off-screen roles of women in Bollywood are very scanty. In producing, directing, and script writing, their roles are almost negligible. Priyanka Chopra mentioned in one of her interviews that Citadel was her first movie in her entire acting career where she was given the same paycheck as a male co-actor. She also mentioned that in Bollywood, women get only 10%, just 10% of the salaries being paid to the male actors. This is evident of the gender discrimination and the fact that huge pay gap exists in Bollywood and it should be eliminated.
Daring, smart, enthusiastic, and determined. These are the qualities we see in a woman journalist, but they are not likely to be seen in the journalism and reporting sector. Also, according to a report of 2015, 19% of the women journalists were featured in news stories and 37% of them were reporting globally. But this totally this totally reflects daring, smart, enthusiastic. This is how we see a female journalist in this journalism and reporting sector. But they are not likely to be seen in the journalism and reporting sector. But according to a report of 2015, 19% of the women journalists were featured in the reporting sector, and also 37% of them were reporting globally. Media must change these gender stereotypes, and this is what is hampering the industry. And I would like to pass my mic to Shreya.
Thank you, Olivia. A similar type of mentality is seen in these advertisements that gets run during the break time. Women are mostly seen working in the kitchen, cooking or serving food. These advertisements are consumed by the Indian youths. Hence, advertisements not only help consolidating the stereotypes, but it also extends them across the generations. Whereas the men, on the other hand, are given the roles of a dominant character or are career oriented. This cements the gender stereotypes in the society. Tell me one thing, if in the past 2 years the number of female drivers has increased by two-folds, then why is it not portrayed in the media? Why do car commercials mostly show male drivers in the commercials?
One side where women is being portrayed in a stereotypical way, movies like Pink and Thappar are trying to show one side where women is being portrayed in a stereotypical way, movies like Pink and Thappar are trying to show the domestic violence and serious concerns of women. Many ads run campaigns like Share the Load by Ariel and Men Cry Too by Gillette are trying to reflect a positive impact on our society and also trying to showcase women in a different manner. We hope this type of movies and ads will be successful in making a change in our society.
We would like to end the presentation by saying that the world is evolving and so should the media industry as well. We see that there are numerous gender-based stereotypes against the women that exist in the media industry and should be removed. We hope that that equality will prevail in the media industry. Media shapes a society and it impacts our behavior and our thinking ability. Hence, it should be cautious in what they show. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 1, for such a wonderful presentation. Truly, the inequality seems to be rampant in not only the surface of the media industry, but also deeper niches like journalism and reporting. If the fact that women get only 10% of the salary given to their male counterparts really digs in deep for me, and I feel saddened by the fact that we as a society are not doing anything to change this gender inequality. I speak from more a personal point of view as well, seeing my own mother with this sort of mindset ingrained so deeply into her. And it saddens me to see that we are actually just not doing anything about it right now. Well, without further ado, let us move to Team 2 from Bachelors of Media Science. Please, if I could please have you on stage. A huge round of applause for Team 2, please.
Good morning and a warm welcome to each and everyone present out here. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. And my name is Rishabh Pradhan.
My name is Tarun Chetri.
My name is Kushi Dital.
My name is Ashmita Ta.
My name is Khushi Giri.
And my name is Shweta Lama.
And we are Team Day 6. And the topic of our presentation is Influence of Music in Mental Health. But before that, let me ask you one question. How many of you doesn't like music, like at all? None of us, right? Because we all love music. When we are happy, we listen to music. When we are sad, we listen to music. And when we are heartbroken, we listen to more music. And because in our every emotional stage in our life, music plays a constant role in uplifting our mood. And I would like to start our presentation with this quote. Music gives a soul to the mind, to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. With this beautiful quote, I would like to start our musical presentation. This is the content of our presentation. First, we will talk about the introduction of the topic. Second is benefits of music. Third is types of music. Fourth, some psychological facts about music, and ending our presentation with a conclusion.
I will be talking about music and mental health. Music is the language of soul. For thousands of years, humans have been creating music, songs which inspire, enthrall, and hypnotize our mind. Our history, our culture is also closely entwined with music. It should come with no surprise that music has a profound effect on our mind. We have all felt it before. When we are tired, we relax to music. And music also encourages us to boost ourselves to the limit. Music also alleviates our anxiety and depression. Music also boosts our spiritual awareness and enhance our mood. Music also assists individuals in elevating their self-confidence.
So now I'm going to talk about the benefits of music. Research studies have shown that listening to music help us to reduce our anxiety, depression, pain, and also improve our sleep quality. There are other benefits of music as well. Some of them are improve focus on work or study. Music with a tempo of 60 BPM increases the brain's ability to process information. Music as a form of expression. It is a way of expressing our emotion, love, and creativity without having to say anything. Music also helps us to lift up the mood. Playing uplifting songs has a profound impact on the brain, stimulating it to increase feel-good hormones that lifts our mood.
Okay, so I think the atmosphere has become very tense as we are forgetting lines, so it's fine. And now, like moving on, I would just like to speak about types of music. Like that is very simple. Everyone listens to music and everyone knows what music is, so everyone is familiar with this. Classical music. I wish you music to help with the burdens of life and to help you release your happiness to others. So this is a quote. So now, classical music, it's soothing and calming, reduces levels of anxiety, and increases healing rates in convulsing patients. And I think everyone listens to classical music and has listened to classical music once. Like we are Gen Zs, but we do know some classical music. Moving on, country music. Like everyone is familiar with this. Country music isn't a guitar. It isn't a banjo. It isn't a melody. It isn't a lyrics. It's a feeling. We feel those things. Like we feel the lyrics and everything. Country music can lift you up. Country music can lift you up. And country music can also make you feel lower than you felt before. So everyone's moods depends on music. Okay, so what type of music am I listening to now? So moving on, jazz. Everyone knows. If you don't know jazz, you don't know music. Listening to jazz music stimulates the brain, lessens depression symptoms, and enhances all aspects of brain activity. Jazz is a good barometer of freedom.
Now I would like to talk about the psychology facts about music. Number 1 is Mozart music. Mozart music claims to refer that listening to Mozart music can help you increase your IQ level and your general intelligence. So you should try. And music therapy helps repairing brain damages. Music therapy engages several areas in the brain at once, and it overall functions well. And lastly but not least, music can improve your language proficiency. Listening to songs that are in foreign languages can help listeners, not only listeners, but also the learners to memorize new phrases, new patterns, and new words.
So it's a data. In the financial year 2023, music streaming platforms has recorded an average of almost 170 million of monthly active users, which has increased gradually since fiscal year 2020 after the pandemic.
So, in conclusion, whether music is used as a form of a therapy or simply used for its beauty, music does have the ability to heal, providing emotional support and help improve cognitive functions. Music does have the ability to Music does provide an opportunity to connect with family and loved ones. Music truly has the ability to heal emotional, physical, and mental wounds. However, individual preferences should be considered as a complementary tool rather than a sole solution for music health challenges. Thank you.
That's all from our side. It's Team D6 signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 2. That was an amazing presentation and an amazing burst of energy as well. Truly, music gives a soul to the universe. There were many great benefits of listening to music listed here, and I personally do not believe that there are any downsides to listening to music. Well, except maybe if you are listening to rock or metal at 3 a.m. in the morning. Other than that, I think we are great. It was very interesting to hear that music can music can repair brain damage in and of itself. I'm truly grateful to live in such a world where that is a reality. Well, without further ado, if I could please pass the mic on to Mr. Kashyap Subba here, who is eagerly waiting for his turn. I hope he can maintain the energy that I've left you with here. Please.
Okay, thank you, Rudraksha, for finishing your first half of a presentation. And now, moving on, I would like to call Team 3 on the stage.
A very good morning to one and all present here. And today we are Team 3, aka Team Butter Chicken, and this is my dream team. Let me introduce you to my team members. And firstly, we have...
Hi, I'm Rohan Das.
Hello everyone, my name is Roshan Singh.
And...
Hi, my name is Saptarshi Nag.
And I am Bhavya Nirola.
And today we are going to be presenting the presentation on the topic Impact of Cinema.
So, impact of cinema. Every film should have its own world, a logic and feel to is that expand beyond the exact image. So, I'd like to over the mic.
Guys, let me tell you one interesting fact. It's been 110 years since the first movie was India and released. Any guesses? Raja Harishchandra. 110 years. We have a history of 110 years lying in front of us. And let me tell you one thing. Babu Moshai, zindagi badi honi chahiye, lambi nahi. We all remember this dialogue from the movie Anand. Rajesh Khanna. Am I right? We also remember when Vicky Kaushal ignited the spark of patriotism in the movie Uri the Surgical Strike with the dialogue, "Unhe Kashmir chahiye aur hame unka sar." We also remember Manoj Vajpayee with the movie Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai, when he played the role of an advocate fighting for the rights of a minor girl. It's a real story, guys. Nirbhaya, he explained us the POSCO Act. Movies play a significant role in our lives. It influence our emotion, perspectives, and social understanding. When I watched the movie MS Dhoni, The Untold Story, the next thing I wanted to do for the next couple of weeks is to play cricket. Roshan Kumar Singh, the next wicket-keeper batsman for India. But here I am, pursuing my mass comm. Now I'll ask my friend Saptashi to continue.
So now talking about why cinema is important. Well, cinema, just from what Roshan have explained, it plays a very crucial role. First, it reflects the society. Well, cinema, it explains us our emotions, our joy, our struggles, our heartbreaks, anything. Encourages changes. Well, cinema, if we can give most of the examples, like in recent times, we have the movies like Kashmir Files and the biopics which are made on the personalities who have contributed something towards India, and we all don't know. And that's what cinema encourages to change our society. That expands thinking. Cinema is beyond imagination. No one could have thought that that movie Titanic will be till now in the history, will be the highest grossing movie ever. The movie which was made by James Cameron in a realism. The ship that we see was a realistic thing. That what James Cameron have created. Movies like Avatar and all. There are many examples that are beyond our imagination. That even this also can happen in our life. And moving on to that, I will pass my mic to Ethan to say that movies that have impacted the audience.
Movies that have impacted the audience. Firstly is Titanic. The film theme of love, tragedy and human resilience resonate with people from different backgrounds. And Panther Panchali. The movie was an example of parallel cinema, authenticity and social realism made a huge impact on the world of cinema. And lastly is The Life of Pi, the movie which gave hope to people about tough times.
For the conclusion, I would like to say that movies impact our lives through various ways, one of which being the young generations can get influenced by movies. To conclude it all, I would like to say that let's not confuse our real life with the real life.
And now, not forgetting about the previous team, I would like to thank the previous team for letting us reminisce about the great movies from the past. And I do believe that cinema industry has greatly impacted our lives in the years to come and the previous years. I do believe that it did expand our thinking and encourage change in us. And now, moving on, I would like to call Team 4 on the stage.
Hey Aniket, why are you so stressed?
I have lots of tension,
What tension?
family pressure.
But it's your responsibility. You're a man.
You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. By Dan Millman. Today we, Team 4, stand in front of you to shed light on an unexplored and overlooked topic, that is society's pressure on men. While societal norms are often revolving around women, we forget to look around the society's expectations that is pushed on men's shoulder. Now I would like to pass the mic to next team.
The societal expectation for men to embody stoicism and avoid vulnerability creates a mask of masculinity. This can lead to internal struggles and men from seeking emotional support. We are men and we are humans too, and we do have emotions. Why are always men are supposed to support everyone? Why we can't take it? And we are humans too, and we do need we do have emotion, and we do need emotional support too.
Good morning everyone. I'm Anandi. So we have a historical perspective that right from the time a male child is born, they have been burdened. For what? They need to look after the family, their wives, their parents. Why can't girls do it? Society expects them that they need to be the food bearer, the bread bearer. And also, they can't be emotional. They can't have feelings. Why is it so? Can anybody tell me this? Impact on relationships. It's not only about mother, father. It's also in a relationship. Let me take a small example of being a couple. Only the boys are expected that they'll come forward and they'll propose a girl. They'll make them feel special. Why is it so? Thank you.
The biggest cause of mental health issue on men's life are: number 1, work pressure, 32%. Number 2, financial pressure is 33%. And number 3 is the health issue is 21%. 77% of men suffered symptoms of negative mental health issue, and 40% of men they get the thought of suicide and self-harm to themselves, due to which they get affected. Over to you, Daisy.
Hello everyone, I am Daisy, and now we all have understood that it is a problem. Expecting a perfect husband, perfect father and a perfect son from a single person is a problem. We need to change this mindset. We need a shift in the societal perception, one who allows men to embrace their emotion, pursue their diverse interests, and define success on their own terms, not ours. Let's make a society, let's make a world where being a man doesn't mean conforming to a narrow set of societal expectation, but rather embracing authenticity and individuality. I know it won't change in one day, but we need to change this. As our slide says, together we can alleviate the weight of societal expectation on men. Every one of us should try to change this mindset and break this so-called societal expectation from men. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Let us make this session a really interactive session. So what idea can you get from this picture? Can you please interact? Anyone? So what I would like to say about this picture is men can do anything. Men can be anything they want to be, and they can do anything they want to do. Now moving on to the conclusion, I would like to say that societal pressure on men can be reduced by breaking the stereotypes and understanding between ourselves. Let us commit to breaking the silence and having a more equitable future. Thank you so much.
For bringing forward a really underlooked topic to us. It has really said, I really hope that it changes the mindset and sets forward a new change in the society. And now, moving on, I would like to welcome Team 5 on the stage. Team 5 here seems to have caught an eye on something our parents always tell us, a thing that we all have heard. So now, moving on, I would like to welcome Team 5.
Hello and a very good morning to everyone present here. Before proceeding with our presentation, I would like to ask a very little question to everyone. How many of us are actively participating in any social media platforms? I repeat, how many of us are actively participating in any social media platforms? Thank you. Our presentation today revolves around your answer. Social media is not reality. So before starting, I would like to introduce my team members to you all. We have Preeti Darji, Suraj Sharma, Mrinmoy Das, Shapat Chetri, Homraj Tamang, and me, Tanisha Sarkar. And we are first years from Bachelors in Media Science. Let's have Mrinmoy to begin with our presentation.
Thank you, Tanisha. Okay. An author and entrepreneur, Amy Jo Martin, has very well said, social media is more like a telephone than a television. It's a dialogue, not a monologue. Well, all of us are pretty much aware about what social media is. It's simply a website or an application that helps people to create and share content with each and everyone, and it also helps in social networking with each and everyone. Well, we also know that social media helps to interact with one and other person, like-minded people, and it helps to connect with them. As it sounds really sorted and helpful, right? Then where does the problem lie? To take this further, I would like my team member Preeti to come forward.
Thank you so much, Mrinmoy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to draw your attention on the screen first. What you see, is it two distinguished individuals? Well, to me, well, to your surprise too, it's the same person. This is a TikTok star, Holy Cockerel, and she put out the problem in the society. We have the magic these days, the Instagram and the WhatsApp filters. Everywhere, we are using filters everywhere these days. But why was social media actually created? Was it to fake lifestyle, to catfish, to scam others, or for the AI deepfake? Does anybody know what AI deepfake is? Anybody? Yes, please. Anybody who knows what AI deepfake is? Okay, since you all are uncomfortable answering, let me make it clear to you. AI deepfake, what does AI deepfake exactly do? It puts an other person's image in your body, and it makes it feel like you are speaking in someone else's body. It's a fake thing. But this is not what social media was exactly for. It is okay to use filters, my dear people. It is okay to use filters on social media, but do not make it your identity. To take this further, I would like my team member, Homraj.
Social media is a source of both education and misinformation. The platform like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok have become the most powerful tool to promote the
plastic surgeries, services, and branding unrealistic expectation. If you look at the graph, you all can see that the number of plastic surgery services have drastically increased, starting from 10.97 in the year 2017 to 34.5% in the year 2023. Other than that, what has also increased is the unrealistic expectation. And for the next, I would like to call Suraj.
When we talk about problems related to social media, cyberbullying remains to be the most significant ones. One of the latest national news related to cyberbullying is the death of a Madhya Pradesh boy, Pranshu Yadav, who was succumbed by the death because of the cyberbullying and the deep fake. For the furthest, according to the report, the 97% of 13 to 17 years age teenagers are active on social media. For further details, I would like to call Preeti Darji.
What my friend Suraj meant was, cyberbullying is a huge part of social media. It has become a huge part of social media. Ladies and gentlemen, why was social media actually created? To make friends? To build your network? But is it actually happening? No. We are targeting the audience. Social media was actually created for the adults. But are the adults actually using it these days? We have 12 to 13-year-olds on social media. And when we are talking to people on social media, do we actually know who we are communicating with? No. Therefore, we do not filter our words. And therefore, that is how cyberbullying takes place. We think we are being cool on social media, but we are not being cool. We are just destroying the other person's life. And which is why the rate of cyberbullying, the deaths in cyberbullying has increased significantly from 2016 to 2022. And it will only increase if we do not take the stand. For the next slide, I would like to call my friend Tanisha on the stage.
I hope everybody is familiar with these two pictures here. The first picture shows a screen time warning, and the other picture is a packet of cigarettes. Can anybody tell me what is common within these two pictures? Yes, you guessed it right. Both of these pictures shows a warning. It clearly portrays that the consumers does not have to move forward because it is going to be hazardous now. But does the social media addict stop there? No. Does the chain smoker stop there? No. With this demonstration, we want each and every person here to understand the fact that social media addiction can become as addictive just as substance abuse. Both of these start with a very light usage, either because everybody around here is using it or just for fun. But slowly by time, we become so blinded in this trance that we don't understand that we are now no more conscious to understand how cancerous everything has become. I hope I am successful in implying the warning, but guess what? We do have a solution to it. Now for that, I would like to call Shapat.
So, how do we solve this problem? Thank you, Tanisha, and good morning, everyone. I am Sapat Chetri, and I will be talking about the solution. So, let me start off by saying this, like I can say, don't use your phone or limit your screen time like every person that has ever talked about it. But I guess we are different, so we have listed down some do's and don'ts in order to help with this problem. Firstly, spend more time with your children. And I'm not trying to blame parents by saying this, but you need to understand that the children that you are scolding because they use their phone too much, they are actually trying to escape everything. They are trying to escape the reality. They find reality so uncomfortable that they put in themselves in the virtual world for entire days without realizing it. And please don't scold your child if they are in their phone too much. And to the children, understand your parents, talk to them more, educate them if you have to, because at the end of the day they are our parents, right? We love them regardless of whatever they say. So yeah, we should try to educate them by saying why you use certain apps, why you play certain games. You can talk to your parents about it, and don't ever ignore your parents because they know what's right for you. And I have written a quote, and and I want everyone to remember this quote while you go home today. If you want to be out of the box, Stay away from the one in your pocket. And lastly, please don't let social media take away the joy of this real world. The beautiful skies, the beautiful mountains, the beautiful rivers. Go explore them. Go on a picnic with your family. Let's not make social media our entire world. Thank you so much, and let's be better.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all open for your questions. If there are any questions, you may ask now. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Team 5, for bringing forward a really important thing that is currently happening in the current era, and bringing forward the importance that there are a lot of people addicted to social media right now. And with that, I would like to say that that is the end of the Department of Bachelor's in Media Science. And now moving on, we move on to the Sports Management, Bachelor's in Sports Management. And now I would like to call Team 1.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sadhna Rai from Sports Management, first year.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ritam Ghosh and I am from BBA SM first year.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikita Lamgade from BBA Sports Management, first year.
Good morning. My name is Reshma. I am BBA student, first year.
Good morning, everyone. I am Binit Ghosh from BBSM first year.
Welcome to the energetic presentation given by the team, The United. Hello, everyone. I'm Sadhna Rai, and the topic for our presentation is Physical Literacy for Life. A large survey conducted in 2019 found that 64% of our Indian population are unhealthy. Obviously, it is because of worst lifestyle and fooding. Do you all think we are lacking in something? Isn't it physical literacy? So, what is physical literacy? Physical literacy is something that is the basic things we do in our life. It includes throwing ball, walking, running, skipping, jumping, cycling, etc. So all out there must be thinking, why are we learning such basic things if we already knew it, right? Here is it. Physical literacy is the motivation. The benefits of physical literacy are it boosts our confidence, it enhances self-competence and physical competence, it broadens our knowledge and understanding power, it helps us to increase our physical fitness, and the most crucial, it encourages our mental well-being. Over to Rhythm.
Thank you, Sadhna. Impact of the physical literacy is nowadays we all notice that many of the people affected by diseases due to lack of physical literacy. Here the diseases are obesity, hypertension, high BP, coronary heart diseases, stroke, mental sickness. You might be shocked that knowing by India ranks first in obesity, and 50% of India will be affected by obesity by 2035, and 15% suffer from fatty liver diseases, and 7 out of 10 people, obese people, are bullied. Over to Nikita.
Thank you, Rhythm, for your wonderful explanation. So, till now, we learned about the physical impact on our body due to the lack of physical literacy. So now, have you ever come across the word depression by any chance? Yeah, it is quite similar or quite familiar in our society or in our generation today. So, I am going to talk about the mental sickness in adolescents due to the lack of physical literacy. As soon as we hit adolescence, the feeling of achieving and proving ourselves arises in us, and it often comes over us so bad that we doesn't even realize we are drowning into it slowly. And the anxiety hits us. Number 2, sleep deprivation. Which sleep abbreviation? As anxiety hits us, the sleep deprivation is obviously to go. So as puberty hits in this age, hormonal changes often leads to mental disorder, which is hormonal changes, and relationships. The toxic relationships in us, all around us, such as the relationships, such as interpersonal relationship or parental relationship, can be even stressful sometimes, which gradually hampers our mental health. And as technology, as the previous team told us all about the impact of technology, we all are slowly drowned in technology, and everyone is so habituated in it that we often get drowned into it. And the technology is one of the important factor of unhealthy lifestyle. So now, these are the solutions. The solution is we need to indulge ourselves in physical activities. So what should we do? We should take initiative. We should go out, enjoy. Number 2, self-prioritize. We should prioritize ourselves. Prioritize ourselves, know your body, know what you want to do, and understand yourself. We really need to understand what is actually meant for us and what do we really need to do. Believe in ourselves, yeah. Belief is one of the most important factor in which keeps us alive. And lastly, self-care. Yeah, going out, playing outside, playing outdoor games is really amazing, and which is one of the important factor of self-care.
As government acts as the backbone of our economy, so does it in sports. And here are several missions that is launched by the government, and which includes National Physical Literacy Mission, which aims to consider sports as the fundamental right of all, regardless of any discrimination. And we have Fit India movement, as well as Sports Authority of India, SAI, plus schools, games, federations, Khelo India, etc., which all aims to promote games, to promote sports, and to help the generation or the youths of India to be physically fit, mentally fit, and to have a better lifestyle. Over to Vineet.
Thank you, Sadhna, for the amazing speech. So, as per conclusion, physical literacy is a lifelong process, and the seeds must be sown during childhood. Nowadays, physical literacy has been adopted by each and every country. Every country has adopted physical literacy so that they can improve one's well-being, both mentally and physically. Earlier in India, physical literacy was an extracurriculum activity, but now, due to the explanation given by NEP 2020, it has become mandatory in curriculum. Now, I would like to end our presentation with a small quote. That is, physical literacy begins when parents encourage movement in infancy, develops throughout life, and can be a gift that is shared between generations. Thank you.
Now, proceeding forward, I would like to call the last team from sports management, that is team 2.
Good morning, one and all present here. My name is Om Chetri, and I'm out here with my team. So let me introduce you my team members. So first we have Joseph, Jerry, so then Pransu, and we have lastly Ashwin. So our team name is Swift Go. So for a brief meaning of that is, it's efficiency and simplicity. So today's topic will be covering about the impact of sports doping, which really no one talks about, right? So let's start the topic with a brief introduction of it. So how many of you know what sports doping is? Sports doping is really a major factor that is playing in the sports industry right now. In this, it's nothing but it's just a testing of your body, that if you use any substances that performance enhancement drugs to be used before an event or before a track field or anything like that. So what it does is, we need to inject it something in your body, for example steroids, which can help you perform much better than the natural competitors out there. Some of the very mostly used enhancement drugs are steroids, anabolic steroids, growth hormone, ectrophine, and blood doping too. So let me explain you some of the mainly used drugs in the industry. First is anabolic steroids. What it does is, steroids increases your testosterone level in your body, in both male and female. In female, we have lowest level of testosterone in our body. We have more of estrogen. So what it does is, in female, we get a strength of a man. For example, you are competing with your friends who is all natural, right? All have a strength of a girl, but you have injected steroids in your body, and you have a higher muscle mass, higher muscle strength, and higher physical strength too. It's obvious that you will win, right? And it's called as cheating. Exactly in the same way that is used in national, international sports too. And for the male, it can play a very, very vital role. As male, we are already blessed with testosterone, right? But after injecting more of it, we can gain a lot of muscle mass, a lot of strength, a lot of physical strength and focus too, and overall development. And the mostly used in our track and field is blood doping. What it does is it increases your blood vessels, expands your blood vessels, increases your red blood cells which carry oxygen and all the nutrition that is needed in your body while performing sports. And I'd like to ask Joseph to explain how the tests are done and how it's proceeded. Thank you.
So I will be talking about the testing and the direction part. So testing methods for sports doping involves analyzing athletes by collecting their biological samples like urine, blood and saliva to see that the athletes are clean or not, or they are using banned substances for increasing their performance. So you might be thinking, there might be a question in your mind right now that how by collecting pre-samples, how the doctors or the officials can say that they are using they were injected by drugs, right? So for example urine, when we consume drugs, some parts of drugs they are left and they are not consumed by our body, right? So the doctors and officials can say that they were using drugs or injected by drugs to increase their performance. So the other tests goes like same, but what we get in urine test we don't get in the blood test or saliva test. So what I mean to say that if I get drug A in urine test, we won't be getting drug A in blood test or saliva test. And what we get in, if we get drug B in urine blood test, we won't be getting in saliva or urine test. So that's all from my end.
This is one of the main and obvious reason why doping is banned in sports, is because of this problem. You know, many doping substances can have severe health consequences, mental health, sorry. Some of them can have immediate effects on the body, you know, while others may have long-term consequences, such as cardiovascular problems, which can later on leads to heart attacks, high blood pressure, strokes, or even cancer. In addition, liver damage. Again, consuming such substances can lead to a liver damage or liver failure. Moreover, hormonal imbalances. Doping can disrupt the body's natural hormone production. This can affect an athlete's, you know, sexual function or mental health. This can cause long-term complications. Lastly, psychological effects. Most of the athletes end up in this problem, you know, by consuming such substances. It can lead to aggression, depression, anxiety. This won't only affect an athlete's mental health and confidence on the field, but off the field as well. Anti-doping organization and regulations. So the World Anti-Doping Agency, known as WADA, is an international agency, you know, and its aim is to fight against doping in sports. And its rules and regulations is to ensure that to have a fair feel of playing, a fair competition, you know, where athletes can perform based on their natural abilities or skills. Over to Pranshul.
एजुकेशन एंड अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम। एजुकेशनल हम लोग ये नहीं सोचेंगे कि स्टेरॉइड्स के बारे में क्यों पढ़ना है, इससे तो हम लोग का फायदा हो रहा है, सबको दिखेगा हमें बस बॉडी है, मेरे पास क्या है सब दिखेगा, लेकिन आपको उसके बारे में पढ़ना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद जानना पड़ेगा कि वो आपको बॉडी का हार्म कर रहा है, लेकिन आपको अंदर ही अंदर हार्म करेगा और आपका करियर को धीरे धीरे वो ड्रॉप कर देगा। जब तक वो आपके साथ है तब तक आपको अच्छा लगेगा।
So do you know what had happened last year on 30th of November 2022? So ChatGPT, it was launched in the market, which changed the horizon of everything in our world. Hello everyone, myself Kavya Chetri, team coordinator, and these are my teammates. Virat Sarma, Soham Sarkar, Nikita Thapa, and Arun Limbu. So our topic of presentation is Future of Designers in a World with AI. What do you think an AI exactly is?
The AI, it is an intelligence of machine as opposed to the intelligence of humans. It can perform several aspects of design such as color selections and pattern recognition.
Okay, so how do you think AI will replace a designer? If you have ever used AI such as Leonardo or Midjourney, you might have seen the quality of work those AI produce are far ahead. AI is cheap, faster, and easy to use compared to a designer. AI needs just few prompts to create an image, whereas a designer needs lots of informations as well as time to create a design. So why as a client I would hire a designer rather than an AI? AI will be cheap for me and it will be faster for me. So here are some of the images which we have created using AI. First one is a flower which is coming out of a skull, and second is a black hole in the vast galaxy, and third is an illustration of a samurai, and fourth one is Cristiano Ronaldo in traditional Japanese dress.
Well, wasn't that great pictures? It was created by one of our teammates using Leonardo AI. Well, moving forward, we all know with advantages come disadvantages, and AI has quite a few which will not let it take place of designers. Well, the first disadvantages which AI has is understanding nuisance. We all know that AI algorithm can analyze vast amount of data and create design on the predefined criteria, but it still struggles to comprehend the integrate nuisance present in a design. Second is creating an original content. We all know that the ability to create truly unique and original ideas is a hallmark of human creativity. While AI can assist you to create design concept based on the existing data and patterns, it still falls behind in a human mind. A human mind is very vast as it can create truly unique and innovating ideas as they infuse the ideas in the designs. And next is filtering biases. Well, we all know that AI learns from the existing data, and if the data contain biases, the AI may implement that bias in the designs.
In the middle of concern of AI like ChatGPT is replacing human job, we would like to present you a company who has replaced their employees in work with an AI software. The name of the company is Dukan. It is a DIY platform, which means do-it-yourself platform, which enables merchants with zero programming skills to set up their own e-commerce stores using smartphone. The chief executive of an Indian startup laid off 90% of his employees after the firm built a chatbot powered by AI, which is Luna. He says that the AI can handle more queries than his customer.
Well, moving forward, now let me present you our opinions on what we think if AI will ever replace the designers or not. Personally, we think that AI will never replace designers, as AI can't show empathy, which is the main core of designing. And we also believe that designers who implement AI to create designs will definitely replace the designers who don't use AI. And lastly, we have to say that AI will definitely replace the designers of today, but it can't replace the designers of tomorrow. And if human designers and AI combined together can give birth to a new era of designing.
So with this, now we have come to the end of our presentation. As AI continues to advance, its integration with graphic designers offers exciting opportunities. Rather than replacing designers, AI serves as a valuable ally and opening new opportunities for us in enhancing our creativity. This integration with graphic designers offers lots of benefits like faster works and workflows.
Thank you everyone. That was the end of our presentation. We hope you liked it and we had a great time presenting it to you all. Thank you.
I personally love that picture of Cristiano Ronaldo in a kimono, a Japanese attire. Okay, moving on, I would like to have Team 2 on stage Their topic is also interesting.
36,000 years ago, an idea popped up which our present generation has been using to express creative ideas visually. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to talk about the power of visual storytelling. Introducing myself and my team, myself Neha as the team coordinator. This is Aditya, this is Yuvika, this is Nishan, and this is Joel from the Department of Multimedia, Animation and Graphic Design. What is visual storytelling? I hope everyone loves listening to stories, right? So let me tell you one today. Once there lived a young artist who couldn't speak but possessed a unique talent of captivating stories through her artworks. Her canvases were portals to the world of imagination where colors danced and emotions resonated. As a teenager, she would spend countless hours sketching and painting. The characters she created seemed to possess a life of their own. Their expressions conveyed emotions. As she grew older, her passion for storytelling intensified. She realized that images held a language of unspoken truths. Her studio was a sanctuary for creativity, where she could let her imagination soar. Her art ignited empathy. One day, a renowned art curator visited her and he remarked that her art was a mirror to the human soul. Like that, she found a voice, not through words, but through the language of visual storytelling.
So I like to tell the advantage of visual storytelling. It is to convey the message. It is to convey the message through the visual storytelling and visual effects and the storytelling with the help to inform information and emotion toward the viewers. It also provides some experience of morals and emotion between the viewers and the viewers. It provides clear context. What is the story is all about? What is the story is all about, and also connect the emotion between the story and the viewers. It also uses narrative structure to enhance the viewers' perspective, how they can listen by articles, novels, and books, how they can use it, and also they can use for some animation to use this effect. It also helps to narrate the story in an easier way to understand to all the generation from young to elder generation.
Visual storytelling through animation is an art form that has been around centuries. Animation offers storytellers a rich and diverse toolbox to express the narratives. From anthropomorphic characters to fantastical worlds, the creative possibilities are endless. Expressing emotions. Animated characters can convey a wide range of emotions, making it easier for the audiences to connect with the story. The subtleties in their facial expressions and body languages can be exaggerated for dramatic effect or used to inject humor into a narrative. Imaginative settings. Animation allows storytellers to explore imaginative and otherworldly settings, whether it is a magical kingdom or a post-apocalyptic future. Animation brings this world to life in ways that live action cannot. Versatility in genres. Animation cannot be confined to a single genre. It seamlessly blends with various storytelling genres, from fantasy and science fiction to comedy and drama. This versatility ensures that animation remains a relevant and engaging storytelling medium.
Visual storytelling through non-animation. Art. Visual narrative can encompass individual image, series and sequence of image created within intent to tell a story. Books. Visual storytelling in children books goes beyond pretty picture to color composition and artistic styles. Also include comic art, which is the form of distinct that use the combination of image and text to convey a story. It is often used characterized by the panel and storytelling, panel and speech bubble to tell dialogue and action. Mapping. Visual story through map is the technique used for displaying complex information visually. It is also include an image of an idea an image of an idea to consist a network of suggestion and option that spread out an original word or a phrase. Photography. Photography is increasingly seen as a form of visual storytelling, whether it is the personal story of a photographer told in metaphor or symbol, or the story about the social and political world.
Okay, humans have long used stories to communicate their greatest tales. So here are the stories told through different objects from around the world. First is the cave of Altamira. It is located near the town of Santilla del Mar in Cantabria, Spain. It's a remarkable underground expanse adorned with one of the most well-preserved prehistoric paintings in the humankind. Second, here it is showcasing the bisons, horses, and the human pen, which lived thousands of years ago. Second is the Assyrian palace reliefs. So it is one of the greatest civilization in the ancient world, which is located in the region of northern part of Iraq. And here it shows the Assyrian king hunting wild lions from his battle chariot. Number third is Chinese bronze mirror. In China, narrative scenes featuring historical feature started to be used by the Han Dynasty. And here it shows the story of an episode during an epic war between the states of Wu and Yue.
Number 4, we have the carved limestone panel from the great shrine of Amaravati. In this image, the carved limestone panel is showing the Buddha's conception and birth. The scene on the upper right depicts the Buddha's mother, Queen Maya, blissfully dreaming of a white elephant entering a site representing Buddha's conception. And the last one is Yaxchilan lintels from the southwest part of Mexico. It tells a short story about a lady who was a leader of Maya community back then. She is pulling a rope through her tongue and blood flowing through her knee, representing blood-letting ritual. As for the conclusion, visual storytelling is a very powerful tool that can help us communicate ideas, evoke emotions, and inspire action. It is quite effective because it can bypass language barriers and reach wider audience. So I would like to thank everyone for listening to us. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Team 2. It was an interesting topic. And now moving on, we'll have Team 3 on stage.
The greater the power, the more dangerous the abuse. A very warm good morning to all and one present over here. Today, we, the students of BMACD, are here to deliver a presentation on understanding the long-term effect of parental mental abuse on children. So, firstly, I would like to introduce my teammates, Rispa Sunwar, Pranit Thapa, Shrija Rai, Rana Kabir, and it's me, Riya Paswan, the team coordinator. What is parental mental abuse? Parental mental abuse is a form of emotional abuse where a parent or a guardian cause harm to child's mental health and emotional well-being. Around 37,000 children are physically maltreated. 5 children die every day from physical and mental abuse. Out of which 77% are victimized by their parents. They are neglected on a daily basis. Results have annually estimated that around 1,800 children are abused in the year 2022. So for the further information, I would like to call Rispa to know more about it.
So I'll be talking about the causes of parental mental abuse. Trauma can be passed into future through how a parent interact with the children. The effects of unresolved trauma can impact the life of the children. Most of the parents with low emotional intelligence often don't realize that they are neglecting their children's emotion. Abusing a child emotionally means harming a child's self-esteem or emotional well-being. Almost all parents set unrealistic expectations for their children, academic and career success, which can create stress, anxiety, and a sense of inadequacy. So when children feel that they can never fulfill the expectations of the parents, it can lead to a lack of motivation and a decrease in self-esteem. To know more about it, let's hear it from my teammate.
The scars of parental mental abuse runs really deep, leaving indelible marks on a child's emotional well-being. The effects of parental mental abuse may lead to low self-esteem, which makes them feel like they are unlovable and worthless. Depression and anxiety, mental problems which hinders their ability to function normally. Children may also learn to distrust adults, making it difficult to form a healthy relationship in the future. Substance abuse to numb their pain and escape their reality might also become an hindrance for these children. The emotional pain might become a reason for self-harm, a desperate attempt to regain control over their lives.
As my friends gave an explanation, causes and impact about understanding the long-term effects of parental mental abuse on children, so I am here for the solution about how to prevent the child abuse. So I have a very few points. For point one, parents should try to understand their children and they should examine their behavior and they should also know what their children can do or not according to their different ages. For the point two, parents should not treat their children according to their mood. Instead, they should try to calm themselves and talk with them calmly, as they should know discipline is the way to teach their children. And for the third point, parents should never blame their children for every mistake they do. Instead, they should support them and help them improve. For the point four, parents should also know that abuse is not just only physical. Both words and action could harm them deeply. So for the conclusion, my teammate will continue.
Imagine your parents, the people you love most, hurting you with their words and making you small and afraid. This is the pain of parental mental abuse, a silent torment that many children face. Parents' harsh word and their action make them feel like they are not in this. They feel like so bad in this world, and these children grow up believing they are not good enough and unloved and incapable of success. So their childhood, a time for joy and emotions and exploration, suddenly turn into a emotional survivor, fight for emotional survivor. And please stop. We are pleading that those parents who abuse their children, we are pleading that please stop abusing kids. Your children's well-being is more important than your emotional well-being. And these children grow up believing that they are not good enough and unlivable person. And in my personal opinion, the biggest injustice in the world is to giving a birth today and not even able to offer him or her peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Team T, for discussing this topic amongst us. And I would like to call Team 4 on stage. They have chose the topic which is in hide the stakes. So stay curious. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shayan Dash from BMACD department, first year, and I'm the team coordinator. And today we're gonna talk about ourselves. Yes, we're gonna talk about this generation, Gen Z. So before jumping into the topic, I would quickly introduce you all to my teammates, Shakshi Sarkar, Manak Debnath, and Anish Mukhia. Now, what is Gen Z? What's your opinion? Well, some of you will say, passionate youth, future entrepreneurs. Well, on the other hand side, someone will say, individuals stuck on their phone, and weird people following weird trends on social media. But simply put, Gen Z is the generation born between 1996 to 2011. Now, this time period may fluctuate in different articles, and the generation born before that were of millennials. Most of our parents are millennials, and we Gen Z. I can see a room filled of them. This PPT is to make a small effort to understand our generation a little better. So, to know in more depth about this generation, let's hear it out from my teammate.
So, everyone has different opinions about us, right? Some might like us, some might not. Let us begin with the brighter side. We Gen Zs generally have a fresh perspective towards things and are open to new innovations and ideas. It is quite easy for us to accept and adapt changes in the society. We are also very goal-oriented, which means that we are strict with our goals and are passionate about our work. Talking about passion, have you heard about Tilak Mehta? He's just a 15-year-old boy presently. He is the founder and CEO of Tech Enterprise. And do you know at what age did he embark on his entrepreneurial odyssey? He was just 13 back then. There are many more in the list like Greta Thunberg, the climate activist, Malala Yousafzai, the educationist. To be honest, the list is never ending. We Gen Zs are strongly backed up with the presence of internet, which has made our communication very easy. We can connect to anybody sitting on the other side of the globe within a fraction of a second. Sounds amazing, right? And believe me, for the most part, it is amazing. But as we have heard, all that glitters is not gold. Similarly, something having such a power is bound to come with some downsides as well. Now it is up to us to use it in a correct manner. But unfortunately, at times, we get so carried away that we overlook our boundaries and misuse these powers, which leads to a lot of consequences. Here were some of the brighter sides about us. Now, let us discuss about the darker ones.
With great power comes great responsibility, and us, being the Gen Z, are privileged of having the power of media, and we should learn how to use it responsibly. My friend here, Sakshi, has already gone about the positives, but now I would like to highlight on the negative aspects of Gen Z that is directly or indirectly influenced by the presence of media. So first and foremost is the social media addiction. Yes, media is a very fun and interactive place to be with. We can present ourselves to the masses, but sometimes we get so carried away that we overlook some boundaries and become addicted in the process. And then we become so addicted that we tend to live our lives based on the things we see on the internet. We set unrealistic life expectations, like some of us wants to be 90, some of us wants to be millionaires at 19. Some of us have unrealistic beauty standards, and the list goes on. But the key thing is that we look for validation from others. And this validating factor is so intense that we end up wasting a lot of time in this media. And then we end up missing our sleeping schedule, which comes to insomnia. A study has shown nearly 46% of us Gen Zs are suffering from insomnia. Sleep is one of the most important factors for our body as well as our mind to function properly. And with this messed up sleeping schedule, our brains seems to function improperly. Our thoughts get deviated and our course of action also changes. Our thoughts get more blurry and we become more impulsive. Impulsive means we don't think before we take actions, we become impatient, and then we have a shortened attention span. We become more anxious, we become more lonely, or we become even more stressed. So let's moving on. There is one more important factor that media has on us as Gen Z is depressing humor or dark humor. Our sense of humor is kind of broken, we can say, because previously when we used to communicate with others about things we personally did not like or some ups and downs, they used to listen to us in order to provide solutions. But nowadays, if we do so, suppose I don't feel right and I'll share my things with my friends that I'm not feeling good, they will come up with even their bigger set of problems and they will go into the competitive state of mind and they will compete with their problems with mine. So that is somewhere just changed with the change of era. So moving on, I would like to emphasize on this emotion analysis. So we can see nearly 61% of us Gen Zs are feeling nervous, anxious, or on edge right now. Even I am feeling nervous. So I also count on that same that thing. And as we can compare, 53% or 43% of us of other generation are doing the same. The numbers are quite, the ratios are not quite balanced. On the other side, we can see 42% of us Gen Zs are feeling down or depressed right now, which is kind of sad. But the most important thing, likewise, we can see 18% of us, it's a very sad number that 18% of us Gen Zs feel that we should be better off dead. Like we have suicidal thoughts, which is very sad to be honest. But if we can compare with the other eras, like only 10% or only 2% of boomers or other generations feel the same, which is very sad. So moving on, I would like to pass on my, I would like my friend Anish to continue with the SWOT.
So, guys, as we came to know a lot about Gen Z, now let us have a quick look upon the SWOT. SWOT analysis, or simply SWOT, is a great way to know one's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, here we have highlighted some of the major strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that we as a generation are going through. Firstly, talking about strengths. They have digital natives, are outspoken, and have mindful approach towards leadership. Weaknesses. They have short attention span, they take impulsive decisions, and have difficulty dealing with failure. Opportunities. They have access to huge masses, are innovative, and they really have entrepreneurial mindset. And lastly, talking about the threats, they are most likely not taken seriously by their senior teams, and one of the major problems is that they lack real-world experience. In conclusion, I would like to say, every generation have their own pros and cons. So do we. Our generation, so do we. Our generation likes to live life out of the box in a weird, aesthetic, and a unique manner. So let's respect each other's differences and not look down upon it. So that's all. Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Griyoshi Pradhan from BMACD, and my team members are Nimar Tamang, Avi Sonar, and Dishtan Shankar. So what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is a cybercrime in which bullying takes place digitally on online platforms like social media and gaming communities. On these online platforms, some people share negative posts, harmful, false content, or personal information about the victim to be humiliated, threaten, or embarrass the victim online. On these, cyberbullying is a very serious issue because some victims even kill themselves. Some examples of cyberbullying are uploading embarrassing pictures of people without the consent. Number 2, constantly messaging rude comments to people. Number 3, hacking into someone's gaming or social networking profile.
So now I would like to talk about the effects of cyberbullying. The effects of cyberbullying includes mental health issues like stress, anxiety, depression, acting out violently, and low self-esteem. Cyberbullying can also result in long-lasting emotional effects, even if the bullying has stopped. These effects of cyberbullying can also result in enduring feeling of embarrassment. Online bullying feels more permanent, especially when it is performed through social media platforms, social media posts that doesn't immediately disappear. This can lead to overwhelming feeling of exposure and distress. It is no surprise that one of the effects of cyberbullying is also anger. A range of emotion a victim might be feeling often develops into anger. However, a recent study concluded that victims of cyberbullying are twice as likely to attempt suicide or rather engage in the act of self-harm. Even more alarming, suicide attempts among adolescents have nearly doubled. So that was all about the victims of cyberbullying. So that was all about the effects of cyberbullying. For further information, I would like my team member to continue.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share a short story of a victim of cyberbullying. So there was a kid named Ravi, who was the victim of cyberbullying. Ravi loved playing online games, but one day, some people started to say mean things to him on the internet, making Ravi on the internet very sad. The next day, Ravi said everything with a teacher whom he trusted, and the teacher stopped the mean messages. With the help of his teachers, family, and friends, Ravi started feeling really good. So, according to the research of cyberbullying, 1/3 children has been victim of cyberbullying, and nearly half of suicide cases are among 13 to 16 years old due to bullying. 1 in 7 teachers are the victims of cyberbullying, and victims of cyberbullying tend to be more younger than the perpetrators. As compared to boys, more number of girls are getting cyberbullied. So ladies and gentlemen, this was all about the victims of cyberbullying. Now I would like to Ristan continue.
So now I would like to add some points on how to protect yourself from cyberbullying. Number one, protect your boundaries. The main important boundaries from cyberbullying is to a consequence of our loss of boundaries. We don't keep our lives for ourselves and instead share it with everyone. It makes us vulnerable. We don't keep our lives for ourselves and instead share it with everyone. While we might not think that there is any harm in telling the world your business, you invite comments each time you do. Number 2, review your privacy settings. With your privacy being a prized possession, it's helpful to look at your privacy settings on your social media network. Keep those settings high, and if you are concerned, please don't allow and don't accept people you don't know in the real world as your friend or contacts. Number 3, never respond. You want to stick off with yourself, and it's a natural reaction. It's a natural reaction when someone says something unkind to you. Even if all you do is say something in defense, this opens the door for further attack. You certainly don't want to retaliate or post something in revenge to humiliate those who have hurt you. Number 4, block and report. The best reaction to cyberbullying is to exclude the offender from your world. Don't allow them to repeat the offense. Block them. While telling on people is strangely taboo, please report them, and remember they will say the same thing to other people too. At last, cyberbullying is a pervasive issue with serious consequences. By raising awareness and implementing effective strategies, we can create a safer and more compassionate digital world. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 5. Let's give a round of applause for all the presenters out there. Now I'll be signing off, and my co-host Sangil will take over to continue with another department. Hope you'll have a great time. Thank you.
So may I have your attention, please? A hearty welcome to all distinguished guests, honorable parents, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sangil Palta Sherpa from BBATA, Accountancy, Taxation and Auditing, Semester 1. And it's my great pleasure welcoming you all to the afternoon session of First Impression. So moving on with the session, inviting students from BID, Bachelors of Interior Designing. Every parent, while gazing at the young ones, remember glimpse of them when they were little demons, shaitans to be more precise. With this teaser, moving on with the first team from BID to introduce us to a greater possibility. Inviting team 1 on stage.
How it would be if we designed babies as a designer?
It would be amazing, right? To customize a baby while it is in its mother womb. To change its hair color, eye color, make it more muscular, and input the capacities to survive in the space. Wouldn't it be amazing for us? If yes, then let's dive into the world of possibility with genetical manipulation with my team, Designer Genes. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Manisha Bakchi, introducing my teammates, Alisha Anwar, Anjali Prakash, Diksha Tiwari, Rafia Shams, and Chandni Gandhi. We all know that we humans have been engineering life through thousands of years through selective breeding in plants and animals, but never fully understood how it actually works until we found out the code of life, which is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. After the discovery of DNA, a much more fascinating term introduced, which is genetical manipulation or genetical engineering in 1973. So what is actually genetical manipulation and how it is used in making designer babies? We'll be covering that in the next few minutes. I'm passing over my mic to my teammate.
So basically genetic manipulation. It is a way of altering DNA structure by adding or removing genes to give a desirable set of characteristics. But till now it is being widely used to modify crop plants to increase their nutrition values, productivity and resistance to diseases, and also to generate large quantities of important medications and vaccines which are contaminant free by using gene cloning at minimal cost. Now I would like to pass my mic to my fellow teammate.
Hi. How? What it? We can tell you in a few decades there might be a cure for HIVs, herbs or a cancer, not only for the adults and also for the unborn babies. In 2015, a group of scientists had cut the HIV seeds and formed a single affected cell and inject them in a rat affected with HIV. This resulted in reduction by virus of 50%. This led in revolutionary invention of CRISPR-Cas9, a gene editing tool. I would like to pass my mic to my fellow teammates.
Using all the information gathered by the technology of genetic manipulation and CRISPR, designing babies can be a real possibility, as we all know that we can change computer parts and make supercomputers. So why not try this with human beings too? We can enhance the metabolism. We can manipulate the DNA code of our child and change their eye color, hair, or give them perfect eyesight. But most importantly, we can use these techniques to help cure genetic diseases like Down syndrome, diabetes, etc. by changing their effect of genetic code with the healthy code. Now, I would like to pass my mic to Rafia.
CRISPR-Cas9 has proved to be a huge problem solver in fighting diseases. Let's take cancer for example. In 2020, CRISPR was used for the first time in treating cancer by mice, the world's two deadliest cancers in females, ovarian cancer and breast cancer. It was used to directly attack the cancer cells, which resulted in increased survival rate of 80% for ovarian cancers patient and 30% for breast cancer patient. Passing on to Manisha.
During the pandemic, the test conducted using COVID-19 CRISPR, it showed more fast and accurate diagnosis. And during the pandemic also, it was mentioned that a test conducted on animals showed more positive and effective result. I am passing over my mic to my teammate Chandni. Rafia.
Many of you sitting here will be uncomfortable and fear that we will create a world where we reject non-perfect humans. The thing is, we are already living in a world where we reject non-perfect babies. What? In shock, right? It is true. Testing unborn babies for many genetic complications have become standard in pregnant women. And often, a mere suspicion of a genetic disease can lead to the termination of pregnancy. Now, um, in 2017, 85% of abortions were conducted due to a detection of genetic disease. Let's pick one genetic disease. Down syndrome, for example. In Europe, 92% of pregnancies detected with Down syndrome are terminated. Now, the decision to terminate a pregnancy is extremely personal, but we must acknowledge the reality that we are pre-selecting humans based on their medical conditions. So why not, when our unborn child is detected with a problem, we use our newfound knowledge to change their life by giving them a healthy one. I'd like to call Chandni for the conclusion.
It is said that a singular incorrect DNA can bring thousands of genetic diseases. Genetical engineering has so many perspectives to edit DNA and bring a wonderful future. Since we have already discussed the possible positive future, there are darker sides too. If a gene edit might fail to achieve the desirable result, it may come up to unwanted complications. We have entered an era where genetical manipulation is not a science fiction novelty but the reality of the present. Let's brace ourselves for the future never thought possible. Thank you, everyone.
That was such a great performance, really some interior designing. Moving on forward, can interior designing be helping nature? Does it link? Okay, let's give the headache of explaining that to Team 2, presenting them on stage with a huge round of applause.
So guys, welcome to the world where design meets sustainability, transforming spaces into eco-friendly havens with the approach of sustainable interior design. So hello everyone, my name is Tanmay Singh from BID, and my friends Pratik Rana, Trishna Sherpa, and we have Priya Rai, Priya Burman, and lastly we have Om. So the main topic, our topic is like sustainable interior design. Why sustainable is really important for the present generation as well as for the future generation. Before getting deeper into the presentation, let me just give you a quick introduction about the topic. So sustainable interior design creates interior spaces using design principles. We have 5 design principles of sustainable interior design. So those 5 principles will be like explained to you in detail in the coming slides. So so the next slide we have is ESID, that is the environmentally sustainable interior design. So so this is basically a 4D framework where 4 systems comes together. That is the social system, we have then the economic worldview, and lastly we have the ecological systems. All these 4 systems comes together to form a design sustainable. So so now we have come to the most important part of the topic, that is the principles of design. We have 5 principles of design. Can we have the next slide? So we have 5 principles of design. So they are energy efficiency, that is, and then number 2 we have low environmental impact. We have the third one, we have waste reduction, and then we have the longevity and flexibility, and lastly we have the healthy environment. And now I would like to call upon Pratik Rana to kindly proceed with the presentation. Thank you.
Architects and interior designers can do a lot to improve our buildings design by energy efficiency, mainly by reducing the appliances, mainly by reducing the energy used by the appliances and heating and lighting running through the lights efficiently. Providing renewable and non-carbon based energy to the building, we can also decrease the efficiency of heating. To save energy spent on lighting, a lot can be done just by picking the right colors. By picking up the right colors, we can just disperse the light from one corner to another corner. Using reflective surface increases the amount of light in a room by bouncing it around, decreases the dependency and artificial lighting. We can just use light colors to increase the brightness of our room and by without using artificial lights. Installing home automations which makes it possible to control heating and lighting system remotely. We can just use automatic curtains that can be used to just whenever we need to shut down our curtains or we need to pull it over, we can just use the remote and we can just control the heat.
So I would like to give the second principles of the design. Design for low environmental impact. It's very important to pick materials and products which with the lowest environmental impact. And secondly, choose materials that are quickly renewable and are extracted in the environmental responsible way. Third, the environmental impact of materials and products must be evaluated throughout their entire life cycle. And third, design for waste reduction. The world of design is becoming increasingly aware of the need for sustainable thinking and is expressing a growing interest in sustainable trends. First, recycling and upcycling and repurposing. Second, opting the synthetic materials that were made for recycled waste or can be renewed or recycled at the end of their life cycle. Third, using the principles cradle-to-cradle approach, the waste becomes raw materials for new products and circular loop of manufacturing is formed, effectively minimizing or even eliminating waste altogether. So I would like to hand over my mic to Priya Rai.
So for the fourth principle, that is design for longevity and flexibility. So what is longevity? It is a strategy to extend the use phase of product by creating long-lasting clothing, good quality materials, and durable workmanship. And the goal of designing a longevity is to design durable and timeless spaces. Designing flexible spaces is one of the key to longevity. So, what is flexible design? Flexible design is when we can easily remove or adopt individual element of a room, and there is no need to demolish or renovate it. Like wall can be easily modified when children gets older and needs their own space, needs their own rooms. And now for the fifth principle, that is healthy environments. As an interior designer, health of an environment should be at the top of priority list because people spend most of the times indoor like in offices, schools, homes, etc. There are several factors to keep in mind while designing healthy spaces, such as the quality of air, ventilation, and lightings, etc. Indoor air pollution is the result of products and materials with high toxic emissions. So one should choose the product with low emissions. Now I like to hand over the mic to Priya Burman for further explanation.
Oh my God, parents, we all know we want to live in a comfortable and peaceful house. So we have to follow some plan to live in that space. There are some elements that we have to follow. The first element is sustainability in space element. There are some things that we can't avoid it. So the first point is flooring. Flooring is very important. It can give a very essential or comfortable or any kind of using hard materials that are harsh in chemical. We cannot use it because in sustainability we have to follow or reuse. We can use bamboos instead of hardwood for floorings because bamboos can decompose or we can use it.
they take much of a water which is chemically, and it is very dangerous for the environment. Paint is also very important because we can't give a very light or dark paint to the room because it gives a very, if we paint the dark color, it gives a very dark environment. The light colors are mostly used in the houses because it gives a very peaceful and comfortable feeling.
Hello everyone, and we have the last point, sustainability in administration and residential spaces. Implementing sustainable practices in administration involves reducing paper usage, optimizing energy efficiency, and adopting eco-friendly policies. By using sustainable practices in offices and offices involves reducing paper usage. For example, using cloud storage instead of using paper files and documents, and optimizing energy efficiency, making the best use of the energy resources available, and adopting eco-friendly policies. Goods and services that can be used without harming the environment. And in residential spaces, focus on energy efficient appliances, water conservation and recycling initiatives to promote sustainability. In residential spaces, we must focus on energy efficient appliances that uses less energy for the use and gives the same result. And once water conservation, we must use less water resources and do our best to make the best use of water, and the recycling initiatives to promote sustainability. Finally, the conclusion: sustainable interior designing. We learned many things that sustainable design can be used to create a healthy environment, and things that can be done so as to improve the global awareness in the environment.
So that was all for BID, Bachelor's in Interior Designing course. Moving on, we have BFDM, students from BFDM, Bachelor's of Science in Fashion Designing and Management. Fashion industry is popular, also is polluting due to transitions in fashion wares. So let's focus on the innovative idea to be presented now. So with no further ado, inviting the first team from BFDM on stage.
Buying fashionable and affordable clothes is all we need, isn't it? So let's dive into the world of fast fashion. So good afternoon one and all present here. This is Ishika Roy from Fashion Design, from the Department of Fashion Design and Management, with my team, Marshang, Aditi, Arijit and Sonam. So I'm going to talk about the fast fashion. So fast fashion is the trending industry in 21st century, where we get affordable and fashionable clothes. So fast fashion goes from latest catwalk fashion to the clothing stores where you can buy fashionable clothes for yourself. And is it important for us to only look fashionable everywhere, every time, and not consider about our earth and not look for what fast fashion is affecting on our earth? So for the further information in detail, I have my team, and for the proceeding towards the causes, I would like to call Sonam.
Now I'd like to continue with the causes of fast fashion. The need to buy cheap clothes is one of its most important cause. I know you wouldn't like to miss a trendy dress in just 500 or 600 rupees. Now that is fast fashion. The growth of population. Since the population rate is growing, the demand of clothes is higher and higher. It gets a lot more. It also increases consumers' appetite for trending styles. It is cheap and it also gives us a better look in our style, in our fashion, and it also introduces new products each and every week. Now I'd like to move around with the leading fashion leaders. They are Zara, Cider, and Forever 21. Zara also changes its collection every other week so that people wouldn't get bored, and it brings us new innovative dresses and styles which can inspire the Gen Zs to be more fashionable. Now for further, I would like to call Arjit.
So, I would be speaking about the advantages and disadvantages of the fast fashion industry. So, as we know, everything on this planet has some advantages as well as disadvantages. So, speaking about the advantages of the fast fashion, we have first point, that is fast fashion promotes innovation, style and imagination. As fashion designers are designers, so they like to create, experiment, and they would like to cut and experiment with their fabrics and create new style of garments more often. So these create some type of innovation, style and imagination. Next we have its affordability, and we have the profitable for manufacturers and retailers. So this basically means that the fast fashion clothes are available at very cheap prices, and the manufacturers can buy them in bulk, and they are making their garments in bulk, and they are getting sold also very quickly. So the last point is that it democratizes fashion, as everyone can look good, as the fast fashion garments are very cheap and they are inexpensive. So people have access to all these garments, making them making wearable for everyone. So let's move on to the disadvantages. So there are a lot of disadvantages, but we have chosen the 4. That is, encourages a throwaway consumer mentality, which really means that a person doesn't want to repeat one dress more than twice. So that encourages a throwaway consumer mentality. Next we have contributes towards pollution and non-recyclable and creates landfills. This means that the fast fashion clothes, the garments that are made, they are made by using synthetic and polyester fibers, which are not at all biodegradable in nature, which ultimately promotes to pollution and causing landfills. Last point, we have the association with exploitative and abusive labor practices, which means that sometimes the workers, the laborers of the fashion industries are overworked, overstressed, and they are sometimes underpaid. So with this I conclude with my advantages and disadvantages. So following, I would like to call Aditi.
I will be speaking about the impact of fast fashion and how it is affecting our dear world. There are plenty, but we have selected the 4 points. The first point is the high usage of water, as fashion industry is the second largest water consuming industry. You will be blown if you will know that it takes 700 gallons of water just to make one shirt. Isn't that a huge amount of water? Next is the usage of intoxicated dyes. Leather industry uses toxic dyes to tan the leather. Then the toxic dyes are released into the water bodies without any filtration. Next, it's the carbon emission. It will again surprise you that fashion industry produces 10% of carbon emission per year. Lastly is the unfair done towards the laborers. The laborers are underpaid and sometimes they have to work for long hours. They are also exposed to harmful chemicals used during the process, which are really dangerous for their health. But don't worry, we got the solutions for it. We should investigate about the brands which are using sustainable materials like cotton, linen, wool, etc. These are the few examples of sustainable fibers. Next up, to reduce the garment waste, we should buy clothes from the second-hand stores. And lastly, there should be awareness among the people about the impact of fast fashion so that we can take a step forward towards sustainability. Now, I would like to hand over the mic to Marshan for conclusion.
As you all have seen in the previous slide, how fast fashion is affecting our earth and our environment. So there are some sustainable methods which you like to know. Firstly, we have 2 images. One is animal leather and the other one is apple leather. As we all know, animal leather is made out of skin of animal, which involves killing, of course, which is not very good for environment. So we are more into sustainable method, that is animal leather. Animal leather are made out of apple skin. So this is more into sustainable towards environment. Next up, we have silk industry. As we all see, mulberry silk is a traditional way of making silk, which involves killing of those small little silkworms, which is not really nice. So we are into more sustainable method, that is ahimsa silk. As the name suggested, ahimsa means no violence. So at here, we are not killing those silkworms, but we are letting it hatch from its cocoon, and we are using those remaining cocoon to make the silk out of it. Next up, we have PET bottles. You guys know what PET bottles.
They are like these small bottles which are here, we use for drinking waters and all. These bottles are processed towards making small flakes like particles. From there it is processed into powders. After that it is processed into yarns, and out of it we may get those raincoats and gloves and many more. So that was all about fast fashion and how the impact about fast fashion in the earth. With this, we come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Who could have thought that fashion could also help nature in a way? So moving on to team 2 from BFDM to please come on stage.
Boys do not have to be strong and tough all the time. Girls are no longer expected to be pretty and elegant. So every human being are free to express their individuality. Hi, I am Sandhya Chetri and my group is going to present a presentation on the topic gender neutral clothing. So let me introduce my team member, Tawfiq Qureshi, Pari Lama, Sarshan Sherpa, Chunku Sherpa, and Tanisha Halwai Gupta. So our presentation have 4 slides, that is introduction, main point, summarizing, and support and evidence. So let me hand over this mic to Tawfiq Qureshi for further information.
So, as we all know that gender roles are basically defined and shaped by our society. And in the gender neutral clothing, which is our topic, it is a movement towards world equality in the clothing line. And it helps to break down barriers between traditional men's and women's clothing. So, unisex clothing is also another term referring to the gender neutral clothing. Now, in this term, it indicates that it is a garment or a clothing line which is designed to be worn by each and everyone across the gender spectrum. Now, that's it from my side. Now, I'd like to give my mic to Pari.
Fashion is something we do for ourselves and to show others that who we are. So I'm passing the mic to Shashank.
So, designed to be worn by anyone. So as we know, our society has set a lot of barriers to us. Like you can wear only blue color clothes if you are a boy and a pink color clothes if you are a girl. But I would happily say that gender neutral clothes have helped change it in this past few years within our generation, also known as Gen Z. So, as we know, when we are a child or when we are just born, we are wrapped around clothes. But when you are born as a boy, you are wrapped in blue clothes. But when you are born as a girl, they wrap you in pink clothes. And as we know, these days, due to gender neutral clothes, things have changed a lot. I can see these days, men in their 40s are wearing pink shirt to their work. And it's a big difference. Maybe it might be a very small role in gender equality, but still we can see somewhere a difference in it. So, we all wear gender neutral clothes, don't you guys? We all wear. So like, I would like to call up my models right now. So, as we got here models, as you can see, both of them can switch each other clothes right now, and they will still look same, to be honest. Because it's like for boys and girls. Like she's wearing a shirt, this can also be worn by a boy. And same, if you just switch this, it will still look same. So there is no difference. So I would like you to go. Thank you. Now I'd like to pass my mic to Sandhya.
So here's the important points that need of an hour means gender neutral clothing is not just a hot trend, it is a need of an individual. Because these clothes don't come with the label of a particular gender. Second, inclusive fashion is on rise. As we know, it is on rise because it have a psychological and physical ease to wear. Gender neutral fashion is more sustainable because both the genders can wear same type, and for manufacturing it is very easy. Promote a positive body image. If you wear what you love, then of course you will feel happy when you work or come to school. Last, that help you own your own choice. You can wear any color, any shape, or any size. So now I like to pass the mic to Chunku Sherpa.
I'll be summarizing some bullet points on this topic. So first we have allow self-expression. So gender-neutral clothing breaks stereotypes and it allows to express ourselves. And second, it has a huge potential market. The global market for unisex clothing fashion will be growing by 4.5% annually. And third, we have vision to individual style. It gives more fluid and dynamic to an individual style. And also, gender neutral clothing gives enables people to express themselves fully, and it gives sense of freedom, liberation, and creativity. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Support and evidence help us to know the verified proof regarding the topic. For gender neutral clothing, evidence that supports are: in India, right to choose clothing is protected as a fundamental right under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. Study of market survey shows 6.5 compound annually growth rate from 2021 to 2023. It will grow high in future because of the sustainability, fast fashion, and comfortable clothing. Human is a first level brand belief in sustainability, inclusivity, and mindful buying. Break the chain. Why Inspiria is investing in the brand building for the first time in the 25 years of industry. Project suggested to the global market for unisex and genderless fashion will grow by 4.5% annually, reaching $3.2 billion by 2028.
Such a great performance coming from the last team that we have today. Ranveer Singh also took your idea seriously. So, as we draw the curtains on this formal afternoon session, our team, the Sparks, extend our heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for your active participation and valuable contributions. Ladies and gentlemen, your presence today has been the heartbeat of this session. Your enthusiasm and participation have enriched our experience. Now the stage is yours. If anyone amongst all wish to share a thought, a feeling, or simply a reflection about this event, we would welcome you to step forward and make your voice heard. You may raise your hand and our team will provide you the mics at your designated seats. The microphone awaits you.
Yeah, this is a process of learning, and all young guns are in the learning process, and this is a good start, a good platform for them for their brighter future. So well done, good try, keep it up, God bless you. Thank you.
So thank you all for your warm feedbacks, especially so. I really appreciated that. So honored guest, we are privileged to have individuals among us whose presence adds an extra layer of value. Presenting to you, Ms. Priyanka Gupta, please on stage.
Good afternoon, esteemed guests and my dearest students. Gitanjali ma'am, thank you for having me over. It's been one of the most pleasant afternoons in my life, and it has been, may I use the cliched experience, a learning experience for me. It's a cliched term, I'm using it for the want of a better word. And with your leave, sir, may I tell you what went well today? I will do a WW, what went well analysis, and the EBI effect, even better if. It's a very technical way of evaluating any workshop, ma'am. And with your leave. So what went well definitely was your communication skills. I was floored how the MOCs here actually could give Ranbir Kapoor, whoever he is, a run for his life. In fact, he is no one even near the mic. You were that good today, but please don't get complacent. All the MOCs, may we just have you center stage so that we know who you are. All the master of ceremonies. We had 3 or 4, I think. We have 4. Yeah. Yes, please do quickly. So the master of ceremony is, as the name suggests, the master of ceremony, and how he or she carries the program forward matters a lot. They did it commendably, all 4 of them. So for effective communication skills and the way they interacted with us, humor, the last. I shared this note with Gitanjali ma'am in a necrology session. A necrology session is when you're paying tribute to a departed soul. That is only one area where you are expected not to smile. You have to be very sober and serious, because after all, you're talking about death. Apart from that, trust me, humor works everywhere. And for that, my salutations to you. I'm quite bad at humor. So these are for our master of ceremonies. They would be better with a little practice and also some floor speaking. Lectern and podium is one way of speaking, where only your beautiful head and hair, beautiful or not, is shown, a bit of your body gestures, and definitely eye contact as well as your body movement. And when you speak on the floor, if you notice me, you need to move, cover some part of it substantially so that you can connect with your audience better. The teachers do it very naturally, even if you're using a blackboard. Which takes me to the next point. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so have you observed your teachers? Why am I saying teachers? We do a lot of work on your whiteboard, do we call it? It's not the blackboard or the green board anymore. Or we use a PPT. What do? We present it to you. Do we stand and read it out? Blah, 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 blah. We don't. Am I right? Do we as your teachers do reading? We do not. Or do we just turn around? I mean, our body is here. La, 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 la. Do we do that? No. We do not read it to you. We present it to you. So what are we doing? Even if our hand is occupied, like I'm using a mic, we still point out. We don't point out like that. We use a laser pointer, thanks to your Generation Z. You invented that for us. Our days we had a stick. Do you remember? And the stick was so horrible. I used to keep wondering it is to use it as a pointer or to hit someone. The stick is not in place. Laser pointer, if you don't have a laser pointer, are good old fingers. So that is what PPT is all about, and that is what you were being judged on today. I will use the word judge only because I was meant to make a first impression, and I'll take this forward by sharing with you very quickly which team actually did it best. The first department, team 5, I had marked you down because that's what you did it right. So what you did was you lined yourself on either side and you were looking at us. So the engagement is with audience, the engagement is with your presentation and your team. Today you were marked for team coordination, leadership, effective communication, that's how you communicate, and clarity of thought. Now what is clarity of thought content? If you know the content, like I know what I want to tell you, so I don't need a memory version of it. I just know what I have to tell you. I don't need to memorize it. You are lucky you had it all on your PPT. You would have just looked at it, got your point, presented it. And how do we assess team coordination? Today was in a way an output session, so I could not really give justice to that sense, ma'am. I'm just being very honest with you. So how do we watch team coordination? Well, it is more spontaneous. So what we do is just put people together and we watch. So it's you are present, like that fellow, that TV show, sir, Mr. Boss, or what is that, Big Boss. So the Big Boss fellow is not there, but he knows exactly what's happening, and you are being marked. So team coordination and leadership skill usually happens like that when you're in a workshop. We just watch who is doing what. So we are left to ourselves, 6 odd people or maybe even 10 odd people, and the project is to come and do this. Time allotted 1 hour. You are Superman or what? God knows. So in that 1 hour, you are expected to find the writer, the content writer. You're expected to have the presenter. Thank God I can speak at least. And then you're expected to have someone who can actually document it digitally. And by the end of the 1 hour, this is what you have to do. And why are these training grounds important? Wrapping up very quickly. Why these training grounds important? Because ultimately, you're going to be owners and workers of the corporate sector. Even school education is now all corporatized, if I pronounce that correctly. And what are you going to do? It's going to be a big boardroom like this. And you're going to be here selling an app? Are you going to be here selling an idea? Or simply just taking the class forward to the next level? You could be a professor, you could be a teacher, you could be anyone. So you need skills like this. And I'm so glad Gitanjali and her best help have gone forward to give this incentive and this feather in the cap to Inspiria. My salutations to you. You have the best. Trust me when I tell you that you have the best. And with these skills that are being honed here, you are being prepared for the present world and for the world beyond. With these words of appreciations, I render my gratitude to you again, sir. And I do hope to keep coming back to you. Thank you, and you all are amazing. Thank you so much.
Inviting Firoz sir to hand the momentum to Priyaki ma'am. So ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor that I invite one of the visionary founders of InSkills, Mr. Dinesh Tiwari, to please grace the stage.
Thank you so much. Such a wonderful host. So before I forget the points, I must thank you all for taking out time from your busy schedule, and Priyaki ma'am for such a lovely, you bring, wherever you are, you bring, I've known you for quite a couple of years, and you bring such lovely energy to it, and today you put some technical finesse into it, and that was icing on the cake. Thank you all the faculty members, dear parents, dear students, all the people who were involved in the organizing of this. We have 2 more days to go. You guys have really upped the ante, and 2 more days of fabulous performances are coming. We can foresee it. उससे पहले, after saying that, थोड़ा सा मैं आप लोगों के साथ बात करना चाहूँगा. ये जो हमने प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया है, InSkills इसको हम बोलते हैं, ये क्या है, इसके पीछे हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस क्या है, और इसमें हम आपके बच्चों के साथ क्या करते हैं, क्या इनसे करवाते हैं. So, एक ये बहुत बड़ा अनफॉर्चुनेट सिचुएशन बन गया है कि एजुकेशन, जो हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम है, इट रिवॉर्ड्स पीपल फॉर वर्किंग अलोन. वो कहता है कि तुम अकेले एक कमरे में बंद रह के किताबें रटो, बंद रह के अकेले किताबें रटो, अकेले एग्ज़ाम की तैयारी करो, एग्ज़ाम में जाके ऐसे ढक के लिखो, और ये एजुकेशन सिस्टम हमारा जाके गोल्ड मेडल उसको लगाता है जो सबसे ज़्यादा अकेले ये सब कर सकता है. जाके उसके सीने में हम गोल्ड मेडल लगा देते हैं. लेकिन द मोमेंट दे स्टेप आउट ऑफ द एजुकेशन सिस्टम, कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं है जो अकेले किया जा सकता. तो हम उनको कंडीशन कर रहे हैं कुछ और के लिए. हम उनको in their 14, 15, 16 years, 17 years of formal education, we are preparing them to become something which eventually becomes a misfit in the real world. हम बोलते हैं तुम अकेले काम करो, रियल वर्ल्ड में चाहिए होता है लोगों के साथ मिलकर काम। हम उनको रिवॉर्ड करते हैं जो अकेला मेहनत कर सकता है, और रियल वर्ल्ड में चाहिए होता है लोगों के साथ मिलकर काम कर सकता है। देयर इज अ बिग डिफरेंस, एक बहुत बड़ा अंतर, बहुत बड़ा खाई है। आई बीन इन द आर्मी, मिलिट्री में लोग बोलते हैं मिलिट्री में बहुत ऑटोक्रेटिक वे ऑफ वर्किंग है, मिलिट्री में स्ट्रक्चर है, लेकिन आई कैन एश्योर यू with the experience of having been trained in National Defence Academy for 3 years and then having served in conflict era, सबसे ज्यादा डेमोक्रेटिक वे ऑफ डिसीजन मेकिंग मिलिट्री में ही है। क्यों? क्योंकि चाहे वो एक सिपाही हो, चाहे वो एक मिशन लीड करता हुआ मेजर हो, ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन का अगर हम इनपुट्स नहीं लेंगे डिसीजन में, तो वो जो लीडर सामने डिसीजन लेके जा रहा है, उसके डिसीजन के ऊपर उस सिपाही का जान भी, उस सिपाही का लाइफ इज एट स्टेक ऑन माई डिसीजन। सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि वो डिसीजन मेकिंग डेमोक्रेटिक हो। तो जब हमने ये इनस्किल्स के बारे में सोचा, तो हम कुछ वैल्यू सिस्टम के साथ इसमें घुसे। वी वांटेड टू क्रिएट अ प्लेग्राउंड जहां पे ये बच्चे जिन्हें इतनी अच्छी परवरिश आप लोगों ने दी है, जो मेहनती हैं, जो अपने पेरेंट्स को प्राउड करना चाहते हैं, जो चाहते हैं कि खुद कुछ अच्छा करें, कुछ सीखें और सोसाइटी के लिए खुद वर्थ बने। तो हमने जब सोचा कि हम इनके लिए क्या बनाएं, तो हमने पहला चीज हमने ये सोचा कि हम कम से कम ऐसा चीज नहीं बनाएंगे जो इनके लिए हार्मफुल हो, ऐसा चीज हम नहीं बनाएंगे। तो जो भी चीज में हम कन्विंस नहीं हैं कि ये हम अगर सिखाएंगे तो उसके पीछे साइंस नहीं होगा, उसके पीछे बैकिंग नहीं है, या हम उनको कुछ ऐसे चीज के लिए तैयार तो नहीं करेंगे जिसकी लिए जरूरत नहीं है, हम वो नहीं डालेंगे इसमें। तो वी वांटेड टू क्रिएट अ प्लेग्राउंड वेयर वी विल नॉट टीच, हम इनको सिखाते नहीं है, हम सीखने का एनवायरनमेंट बनाए। तो ये एक प्लेग्राउंड हमने डिजाइन किया जिसमें दे विल लर्न फ्रॉम ईच अदर बिकॉज दे नो मोर देन अस। आप लोगों ने ये प्रेजेंटेशन देखी है, कई ऐसे कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, कई ऐसे आइडियाज हैं, दीज वी आर नॉट अवेयर। हम जिस जनरेशन में बड़े हुए हैं, जो आज इनको एजुकेट करने का यहाँ पे फॉर्मेलिटी पूरा कर रहे हैं, हम उस चीज के लिए कंडीशन ही नहीं हुए हैं जिस चीज के लिए ये लोग बन के आए। जिस चीज के साथ ये लोग ग्रो हुए हैं, वो चीज हमें अनलर्न करके, रीलर्न करके, मेहनत लगा के सीखना पड़ता है। So that is the value system with which we approach this, and they make us proud session by session, week by week, by showing that teamwork, by showing that improvement, by showing that confidence to stretch their comfort zone in their own pace। ये हमारा एक वैल्यू सिस्टम है कि हम किसी को भी किसी के साथ बेंचमार्क नहीं करते। तुमसे अच्छा कौन है ये मत देखो, तुम ये देखो कि तुम कल कैसे थे, आज कैसे हो, और तुम इससे अच्छा क्या करना चाहते हो। Do not see that the other person standing next to you is what